Saturday. We are going to be here at 1:15. Everybody say 1:15? 1:15 on Saturday. 1:15 on Saturday. I need you here with all the things, with all the stuff. You guys going to camp? No? Okay, holler. Yes, you're going to camp? You should tell your mom. Yes, sir. We'll leave Saturday. We'll come back Thursday morning. Thursday, we'll be back here at about 11:30. Parents, be on time dropping them off. We'll tell them to come in. Oh, you didn't? The Mass Russia kids didn't tell us that? All right, we got some more parents coming in. You guys come on in. Tell them, send them in. I'll be here on time to pick them up. They're not mine anymore. I love you. Pick up the kids. So yeah, we'll wait for just a few moments and talk about all the camp things. So I've got two forms, two different things that I've got these guys in the back. If you have not received the email or haven't checked your email, because you're like I am and you don't check that account, this is a list of all the things that you might need to know about camp. I did send an email, but if you need one, would you just slide your hand up? I've got some guys that will pass those out to you, these packets. And then the other is a COVID screening form or a health screening form, and we'll talk about kind of what that looks like as well. You doing all right? I'm doing really well. I've called and texted and had conversations with a lot of you in the last few weeks, more than probably some of you would like, but that's okay. It's so good that we get to see each other face to face. So here we go. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Come on in. Come on in. Slide on up. Slide on up. All right. There we go. If I run out of the COVID thing, I'll have more. If I run out of this one, I'll have more of those, but I should have more than enough of what Alvin has. So Alvin, if you guys, here's what we're saying right now. I sent an email a few days ago where you should have gotten this attached to your email, and I'm terrible. The email that I use to sign up for all the things, I don't really check a whole lot. So if you need one of these, we printed them out. We're passing them out. If you would just slide your hand up and go, hey, I need one of these, we will go ahead and give some of those out. Alvin, would you give me a couple of those? Please, sir. Thank you.
I got it.
Awesome. Excellent. Got it. Got it. Are y'all great at checking your email, or do you have one of these? Let's pretend you don't. There's two of them right there.
Hi, Tom.
Bye. David, is anyone in the lobby now that's waiting for this? All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up and giving some of your Wednesday night so that you can hear me ramble about camp. So I want to try to be as quick as possible. If you've got questions, ask them. Like, throw your hand up. Let's ask the questions as we go so that you don't forget, because the question that you're probably thinking about, either I've answered it and you didn't understand it, or maybe I just didn't answer it, but there's probably somebody else that's thinking that same thing. So here we go. I've got this form, this packet. I sent this to you. I sent this to you a few days ago in your email. If you don't have it because you don't check that email, or I sent it to the wrong email, or whatever, just like throw your hand up. These guys will get one of these to you. One of these is a COVID form, a health screening form. I do not need this filled out until Saturday. I need this signed and dated for Saturday because it's not important if you haven't had any symptoms leading up until today. I need this for Saturday. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Okay, so camp. We're going to camp. It'll be, as of right now, I think there's going to be 400 or so students from multiple churches with another 50 or so adults. We're going to go out to Glen Rose, Texas, about an hour from here to Camp Riverbend, and we will be gone Saturday through Thursday. So I need you guys to drop off your students here at 1:15 on Saturday. So give them breakfast, give them lunch, give them a snack so they're not cranky, and then bring them here at 1:15. We'll do all the check-in stuff, make sure we have all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted, all the check-ins, luggage, all the things. You'll huggy, kissy, kissy. We'll load up the luggage, and then we'll get out of here and head to camp. Here's the most important thing I'm going to say all night. We will come back on Thursday. We will be here Thursday morning by 11:30. Come get your kids. I love them. I love spending time with them. I've done my job. Come get them. I love you. Okay, so when we get there, what are we going to do at camp? We're going to have all the camp amenities. There'll be zip line, there'll be the pool, there'll be the blob at the lake. There was 2 blobs. Somebody else broke that blob. There'll be a climbing wall, guile ball, basketball, football, soccer. We'll have rec times where we do slip and slide and kickball and tug of war and the dizzy tic-tac-toe and the shoe kick, and we'll do all the fun things that we do at camp. We will feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner while they're at camp. We'll have Snack Shack while we're at camp where they can purchase extra snacks later on, in the middle of the day or late at night. So send them with some spending change. That'd be great. Or send them with some snacks. That works too. I like snacks, so send a lot. Camp is $285. A lot of you should have already registered and signed up at tff.church/camp. You can go there. You can pay for camp. We can do that later on tonight if we're not done with that. I've said to everybody, to our students really on repeat, hey, camp is $285 unless it does not need to be $285. In that case, what does camp need to cost? Let's figure it out. And let's get you guys to camp. And that offer still stands. So we do have scholarships available. At the very bottom of this page has my number and David Hedrick's phone number. We are running camp, and so if you need us for a thing, like, hey, we've got you. Give me a phone call, give me a text message, FaceTime, it doesn't matter. It's got our phone number and our email. At the very, very bottom, you've got a list of cabin leaders. These are adults that are going to camp with us. All of the adults that are going in that capacity have gone through an annual background check and child protection training, and we do that. We do the background check annually. We do the protection training every 2 years. We keep that up to date, and that's not only for the adults that are going with your kids, with this group of kids, but with all the adults that are going to camp. And so hopefully that gives you some type of peace of mind. Most of these adults have been here week in and week out on Wednesday nights. Your students already know them, love them. They definitely love your students and are excited about going to camp. I know you guys are excited because, you know, you get a vacation for a few days. She loves you, but she's ready for you to go. So we'll be back. We'll be back at 1:15 or at 11:30 on Thursday. There's 2 registrations for all of us. You register tff.church/camp. So you register with TFF. We do the payment there. But then you register again with Riverbend. It's bendcamper.org. I've got forms and stuff outside where we'll talk more about that and make sure that you've done those things. But when you register with the camp, that's where you'll do the consent form. That's where you'll do, hey, is there anything your kid cannot participate in? Does your kid have any allergies? Are you sending any medication with your kid to camp? And then sign the thing that says you're not going to sue us for any of the things. I'm not going to give you any reason, but you know. And so we'll have to get that done. Speaking of medication, if your kid takes medication, I need you to send that medication with them on Saturday in a clear Ziploc bag in the original container. And I don't care if it's a prescription medication or if it's Advil, it needs to be in the original container, not one of the Monday through Friday things, not individual baggies, like original container inside of a Ziploc bag with their name on it. And then we're going to check that in and we're going to go to camp and give it to our camp nurse. There will be 0 medication inside of our cabins. It'll all stay with the camp nurse the entire time we're at camp. And I know you're like, yeah, but it's just Advil and da-da-da. I love students. This is my life. I would not leave medication with your student at camp, not because of your student, but because of their friends or their friends' friends or the other 400 folks that are going to be there. I don't want that risk. And so we're going to send all medication to the camp nurse, and that camp nurse is going to keep that with 2 exceptions. If your kid needs an inhaler or an EpiPen, they're going to keep that on them at all times. Unless you send a secondary pair, they're going to keep the first one with them at all times. The camp nurse will keep the other set. If your kid has allergies, specifically food-related allergies, Riverbend has an allergy form that you need to sign out. It will go directly to Riverbend's kitchen staff. And so if your kid is allergic to eggs and they're making something with eggs in it, they're going to provide your student a different meal for whatever meal of the day that is. Medication, color schemes. When we go to camp, we are divided up not by church. When we go out to rec, we're really divided up by grade level. And so kids that are going into, so we're talking about what grade are they going into, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and graduated seniors will be purple, red, blue, orange, yellow, green, fuchsia. So, hey, I've got a kiddo that's going into 7th grade. Purple is their color. I've got a kiddo going into 8th grade. Red is their color. Purple, red, blue, orange, yellow, green, fuchsia. So if you have stuff that color, send them to camp with that. Shirts, shorts, shoes, socks, tutus, beads, bandanas, hairspray, those little funny eye patches that you use at football games, but like all the different color, face paint, the Jabberwocky's mask that you can't really see out of, the dinosaur costume that's green. I don't care. Like, yes, send it. Let's go. We're going to go to camp. We're going to have a great time. Any questions on the grade levels? Grades? No? Okay. That next page talks about what should I bring. There are twin size bunk beds in the cabins that we're going to sleep in. Most of the cabins sleep 20 on one side and 20 on the other side. And so if you're on one side, you'll have 10 bunk beds, so that's 20 beds total. You'll have bathrooms, showers, and that's one half of your cabin. In the middle of that cabin is a giant meeting space that'll hold 40 some odd people. And then the other side will be another 20 with bathrooms and showers and all that jazz. So what do you need to bring? Send them with twin-size sheets. Send them with twin-size sheets and a pillow and some type of blanket. You can send them with a sleeping bag, but let me tell you one of the worst feelings in the world is going to sleep at camp and then waking up with your face flat against that blue camp mattress. Ugh. Send them with sheets. Send them with sheets to camp. Nobody wants their face on those camp mattresses. A pillow and a blanket or a sleeping bag to cover over those sheets. Send them with sheets. Send them with clothes for at least 4 or 5 days, but like probably some extra, especially the junior high. Send them with extra clothes. Send them with all that they need. Shorts and t-shirts would be great because it's going to be hot. Send them with comfortable stuff. I don't need you to dress nice. You're not there to find a boyfriend. You're not there to find a boyfriend. You're not there to find a boyfriend. You're not there to find a girlfriend. It's not going to happen. Those relationships are destined to fail. I know you're like wear comfortable clothes. And then athletic shorts are good. Tennis shoes, chocolates, I don't care. Sandals, wear whatever. Swimsuits. Ladies, I would love it if you would bring one-piece swimsuits. However, if you bring two-piece swimsuits or a revealing one-piece, however that's going to work, you're just going to be required to cover up while at the pool. This is less about the guys and more about, hey, I just want to have some respect for myself. Guys, you will wear shirts at all times unless you were in the pool. You hop out of the pool and walk away from the pool. We're not going to walk away from the pool wearing nothing at all. We're going to wear shirts and cover up. Speaking of shirts, I'm down for shirts, t-shirts. I'm down for tank tops. Not down for spaghetti straps. I'm okay with cutoffs if they're here. But the ones that they cut down to, I don't need that. Nobody needs to see all of you right there. Guys and girls, no, don't send those. Shorts, I'm okay with most shorts, except for the ones that you play volleyball in. You know what I'm talking about? Just please, no, thank you. No. Bring something else. If you've got to ask yourself, should I wear this at camp? Probably no. Just let's go with no. I'm okay with most stuff on your t-shirts, but it needs not be profane. It needs not be obscene on your t-shirts. And really, we can go and have a good time at camp. Toiletries, bring deodorant, bring soap, bring deodorant, bring toothbrushes and toothpaste, bring deodorant, bring towels, bring deodorant, bring sunscreen, bring deodorant. I know that your 12-year-old thinks that they don't stink yet. They're a liar. So are you. So bring deodorant. Speaking of this, I'm just go ahead and say it now. Your kiddo needs to shower every day they're at camp. Tell them now. I don't care that Johnny and Susie are in. The pool doesn't count. The pool does not count. Shower with soap, with water, every single day we're at camp. You stink. I love you. You stink. You need to take showers. And I know it's weird because especially going into 7th and 8th grade, they've not experienced anything like that, being away from home, and shower every single night. It's not I'll just call you and be like, hey, come get them. They stink. I don't know what to do with this. I can't. I'm telling you now. Tell them. Send them. Send them. Send them with soap. Send them with deodorant. Other stuff. Boys, Axe deodorant spray does not count. No, it's nothing. Bring deodorant. Other stuff, it would be really cool if you brought a Bible, a pen, water. Bring a water bottle. Bring something that you can customize, that you can write on that says, hey, it's yourself. A lot of times in years past, we've provided y'all with a camp water bottle. We are not doing that this year because they all look alike, and we're still recovering from that thing that we'll talk about here in a minute. Bring a friend. It's not too late. If you've got a friend that wants to go to camp, it'd be a really good time to call them tonight and go, hey, you want to sign up tonight? And bring a good attitude. I ask for all my adults to be flexible with us while we're at camp. And I'll ask your students to do the same thing. I know it's going to be hot. I know you're going to be tired. I know you're going to be hungry. I know that you're ready to go home and just veg back out and do some of them or this or this. But we're going to go to camp and we're going to have a great time. And so bring a good attitude to camp. What not to bring? So I'm going to say this, and then you deal with this how you need to deal with this. I would love it if you would not send your student with a cell phone. I'm asking you right now as your student pastor, keep their cell phone. Now, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to step over here and go, it's 2021, and it's your kid, and I can't make decisions about you and your kid, because I can't. So that's really your decision. But now let me step back over here. Hey, don't send your kids with cell phones. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to get lost, it's going to get broken, it's going to get stolen, and they're going to be worried about that. They're going to be focused on that. And Tommy is not going to look for it, not going to search for it, not going to pray for it, because I told you right here, right now, don't bring it. Don't bring it. We've got a lot of stuff to take care of their mind and their intention. And here's the other thing, is if they bring a cell phone, where do they keep it the whole day? What about when they're going swimming? What about when they set their backpack down because they're at rec and they walk off? I don't want my adults to have to keep their $1,000 device and be liable for that. It's so much easier if we just don't send them with cell phones. You can have my number. You have David's number as well. Their leaders will have phones the whole time. They're more than welcome to call you at any time. I'm cool with their leaders and you guys switching phone numbers and you having that contact as well. That does not bother me at all. A lot of the pastors on staff here are going to be with us at camp as well. You can reach your kid. You can always reach your kid. They can always reach you. I'm just saying that their cell phone turns into more of a distraction than anything else because it's not the free time that I'm worried about, although we could talk about that. We'll be sitting here and we'll be singing or we'll be praying or somebody will be giving a message, and instead of them focusing on that, they're here. And I'm really not mad at anybody that wants to check out. That's fine. But what inevitably happens is they go, check this out. Or, hey guys, see this? And now the focus is not on what's happening on stage. It's not on Jesus. It's on whatever's going on their phone. And so, hey, don't send them with their phone. That'd be great. No inappropriate clothes. No bikinis or Speedos. I don't think I have to say that, but you never know. Especially as they get older, they get real bold. Nothing is too tight or revealing. No spaghetti stuff. No spaghetti straps. Nothing backless. Or you know what? Anything else that your mom and dad says, hey, don't bring. Easy. Rules for camp. In general, I just need them to listen. I need them to listen while we're at camp. I need them to listen not only to me and to our security staff, to our camp nurse, but also to the adults, not only with this church, but with other churches. Kids that choose to not listen, to be defiant and disobedient, it's an easy way to get a phone call in the middle of the night like, hey, Johnny's over here cussing me out because I told him it was lights out, and it's your turn to come get him, right? That's it. There's so much going on at camp that this is their warning, that we'll talk about at night one at camp as well, but I need them to be respectful and to listen to the adults in their life. Nothing else, I said no phones, but really nothing that they want to get lost, broken, or stolen. Just don't send it. That fresh pair of whatevers that you bought them to go to school in, don't bring, we're going to camp. Don't send that. They're brand new, it's all white, don't send that. It's not gonna end up well. No prank stuff. No, nothing. I know we just got done with 4th of July. I see I'm breaking your heart over here. But don't send that stuff. No lighters, no knives, no guns, no weapons, nothing that explodes, nothing that lights on fire. I don't want any of that stuff. No PDA. I know that some of your kiddos have friends that they really fancy, that they really like, but no, none of that. At camp, that's not why we're there. We're there to get closer with the Lord, so leave some room for Jesus, thanks. And then, I said nothing dangerous, no prank stuff, no video games or electronics, that's fine. And so here's what a typical day looks like. I'm going to try to give your students a schedule that says, hey, here's where you need to be and when you need to be there. It's really easy because you'll see everybody around you leaving and you'll go, I don't want to get left out, so you should probably go. And then I'll give them a big chunk of free time where they get to do what they want to do within reason at camp. I'm going to exercise that freedom. I'm going to treat them like a young adult. As long as they can stay within those confines, then I'm okay with that. The second we break out of that is when we start to have problems. And so on a typical day, we're going to get up and go to breakfast. I'm not going to make your kid eat breakfast. Like, we've got a time schedule that we've got to keep. We're going to try to wake them up, and you know how your kids sleep. I'm not forcing them to eat breakfast. It is what it is. But we're going to get up and eat breakfast in the morning. After breakfast, we're going to have our church time / symptom check. Every morning, we'll take all our kids back to our cabin. We'll do a symptom check. Hey, that looks a lot like that COVID form that says, hey, we'll scan and take their temperature. We'll ask them, are you generally feeling unwell? Have you had any changes in taste or smell? Do you have a cough that's persistent? Those type of things. And we'll do that with every single person at camp, every single day that we're at camp. And then we'll go into our morning worship session. We'll take everybody, go to the worship center at camp, where we'll lead them in some small game, and then we'll do lots of singing and praising of Jesus. From there, we'll break up into 3 different groups. 3 almost equal groups of kind of younger, middle, and older kids. In that next hour, we'll take those kids and a pastor will preach to them speak with them, that looks a lot like what we saw tonight for you guys that were here. They're going to get up and talk for 15, 20 minutes about whatever the theme of that day is, and then from there, they're going to split them up into small groups where they get to have conversations about that theme, conversations about the Bible verses or the devotional that we read earlier in the day. And then from there, we'll go out to the rec field. On the rec field, everybody will be together, except the kids will compete against kids more of their age. And so purple, red, and blues going into 7th, 8th, and 9th grade will compete amongst themselves, and then orange, yellow, green, fuchsia will compete amongst themselves out on the rec field. And so some of those games are like a tire pool kind of games where we're trying to outwork each other, and then some of those games are like, hey, I just need you to be smarter than the person next to you, and we'll kind of mix and match those. It will be hot, it will be out in the sun, we will have water stations provided, it will be hot, it will be out in the sun. So like, send sunscreen. We are not requiring that everybody participates in everything directly, but what we are asking is that, hey, if your orange team is at a thing, doing a thing, that either you're doing the thing with them, or cheering them on. And so I will ask that everybody participates in that way. There's nobody that needs to be out just watching what happens at camp. I need you to be a part of that. After we have our rec time, we go into lunch. After lunch, we go into our tournaments and free time. And so we'll have tournaments each day that we're at camp where the kids get to create their own teams. And so your team can play in basketball, football, soccer, volleyball against other kids in your age group to see who's going to be the champion. And then at the end, time permitting, the rec staff would love to play against you in those same games. And they'll change each day. In that same time block, we will have all the camp amenities open. So if your kid wants to go swimming or go to the lake or there's like a giant jungle gym thing by the lake. There's another one that's about the basketball courts. Whatever that looks like, they're allowed to do. For some of us, it's, hey, we're going to go back to the cabin and sleep because I'm awake a lot earlier than I'm normally awake. Like, normally I'm asleep at this time of day, just getting up for the first time. And so I see you back there, it's nap time for Milagro, and that's okay. And then we really let them do whatever it is that they want to do within reason inside of that time frame. Unlike the kids' camp, the little kids' camp, those kids are not allowed to go anywhere without supervision of adults. Our kids are allowed freedom within the confines of the camp to go and hang out in their groups or pods, as long as they adhere to the rules that we already talked about. If they break those rules, you'll be getting a phone call from me that says, hey, they did the things, I told them to not do the things, I told you to tell them to not do the things, come get them. Love you, mean it, bye. And I'll say it as nicely as I can. I've talked to some of you guys at camp. I'm remembering this last year now. From there, after there, we'll go to dinner. From dinner, we'll go back into the worship center with everybody, where we'll play a game, and we'll have singing and worship led by Jonathan Traylor. And then our camp speaker, Ketrick, will come and give us a message for the night. We'll do some more songs on the back end of that, and then we'll go into Snack Shack, where the kids can go and buy candy and snacks and stuff. It's 50 cents, $1, $2 max for those type of things. You can send them with some extra change if you'd like to buy it from Snack Shack. And then from there, we'll go back to our cabins to discuss in a smaller group about what today looked like. Some of those nights we'll go out and do campfire or swimming or do some other things, but most of those nights we're back in the cabin having discussions. It can get real hot and heavy at camp. Like, I don't know how freely you and your students talk, but a lot of it starts to come out at camp. And we welcome those conversations. We're with adults that want to have those conversations to help lead them closer in their relationship with Jesus and be able to just be a friend to walk by them. As a parent myself, I know this, that sometimes it's really helpful when people other than me and my wife say things to my kids and they just happen to listen, as if I haven't been saying that for their whole lives. And so we want to come alongside you and do those things. And then we'll really just rinse and repeat each day that we're out at camp. It'll happen again and again and again. And then that very last page has our social media handles for not only TFF Next, but also for Unite.camp. And so if you want to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, you can do that. Instagram is the app that whatever. Also, it's got emergency contacts. Jason Pelly, who's our operations pastor, is also going to be out at camp. His number is on there. The Riverbend camp office is on there, along with David's number again, because, I don't know, maybe you didn't pay attention. The physical address is on there in the event that you have to drive because whatever happened. And then COVID-19. There are people that have gone to camp already, to this camp and other camps in Texas, that have gone to camp and come home safely, and there are others that have gone to camp and come in contact with COVID while at camp or before, whatever. I don't know, I can't explain it, but they've gone to camp without it and come back home and they've had it. It's been a real thing that's happened in Texas as recently as this past week. It's a real thing. If you've got concerns, and you think that your student shouldn't come for those reasons, that does not hurt my heart. I understand. You could have a full refund all the way up until you send them to camp. I don't have a problem with that. I have to lay this out there in front of you because this is a real thing that we're facing, and we're all trying to make the best decisions that we can. We've taken precautions insofar as this COVID form or health screening form that everybody does before camp. We do that every single day while we're at camp. But really, other than that, we're going to go and we're going to do camp. We've taken a cue from the school districts and seen that, hey, this next year's probably going to look more like a regular year until it doesn't or unless it doesn't. And so we're going to do that same kind of thing at camp. If you've got questions or concerns about that, let me know. Like, let's have that conversation. Yes, ma'am.
Can she wear masks in certain places?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, absolutely. So masks are not required while we're at camp unless you're in the nurse's office. Everybody has to wear a mask there, even if you're just going to get your regular medicine. But if you want to send your student with masks, that's fine. They can wear masks. Masks are not outlawed. They can wear them anywhere. But as far as seating in the worship center and in the cafeteria, it's all open seating where kids and adults can sit really where they please. And if you want them to wear masks, they can. As far as the camp themselves, their staff will wear masks as they're serving food, and they will be serving food. It's not going to be a buffet style to try to help slow some of that stuff down or stop some of that contact. But really, if you've been to camp outside of last year, it's going to look a lot like camp. There's no way for us to know for certain if anybody has COVID while they're at camp. They do have the rapid tests, but I think that what we know right now is that if it says that they're positive, but if it says that they're negative, maybe they're negative, and so we're not really certain. We do have a certified nurse that is going to be on site at all times, and we're just going to adhere to what they say. And so if a student fails any of those things on the symptom check, we're going to send them to the nurse and let the nurse make an evaluation and decision. And whatever the nurse says, that's what we're going to rock with. So if the nurse says it's allergies, we're going to rock with allergies. But if the nurse says, hey, you should probably go, you should probably go. Like, that's it. We're just going to call you and say, hey, little Jimmy is sick. We're not quite sure what it is, but we think you might have him tested. Then that's what that is. And that's what camp looks like. I think that we're gambling here. I know that we're taking a risk. I said it last year, and I'll say it again this year. Personally, I believe that the risk of not going to camp with your students is bigger than us going to camp. Year over year, I've seen life change. I've seen God show up and do amazing things that have changed me, that have changed other adults, that have changed students. And so personally, I'm convicted in so much as I'm going to do everything I can to get to camp and to take your student to camp. because I really believe that I'm preaching the only thing that really saves people, the only thing that really helps. And so that's my belief. That's our belief. If you disagree with that, have questions about that, would love to talk with you, have a conversation with you, or give you all your money back. No hard feelings. But that's just the real deal with camp. I think that that's all the things that I have for you, other than this form, which some of you received because you opened your email. I'll have these printed ready on Saturday. When you come in and drop your kiddo off, we'll go through a check-in process. We'll talk about all the different things. This will be one of those things that we'll need to have signed and completed by you on Saturday. It just says, hey, for the last 14 days, my student has not run a temperature, has not had any of these symptoms. This is all true. Your John Hancock right there. Any questions for me? Questions, concerns about anything at all? Yes, ma'am.
I was told by another parent that if we ever wanted like to visit them one day out of the whole, can we do that?
In the past, yes. In the past, the question was, hey, can I visit my student while at camp? In the past, we've had a parent night at camp that we said, hey, parents, you're invited to come to this night or this session. Come on in and let's go do that thing. That is a thing of the past. It's not a thing for this year. I hope that that's a thing in the future. This year, there will be no visitors at camp. They've made exceptions as far as our worship team themselves and pastors. And so they're going to, senior pastors and senior staff will be able to come and visit because it's their church is coming. But for the rest of us, to try to keep the contact at a minimum, we're just going to go to camp, stay at camp, and then come home from camp. That's a good question, though. Thank you. Anything else? Any other questions, concerns, comments? Now it's time. You're thinking it's probably not a dumb question. Somebody else is thinking the same thing. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, send them with bug spray. Yeah, send them with bug spray. That'd be great. Yeah, send them. Full send. And deodorant. We talked about that. It is what it is. So here's what I got for you. Outside of these doors, there's tables set up with some adults sitting there. There are 2 different check sheets. One of those is TFF registration. The other is a Bend camper or River Bend registration. I need you to see if your student is on both of those and if you've done all the things that you need to do. It'll have the most updated information as of this morning. If you did something between now and then we can double check. But I would love it if you'd spend just a few minutes making sure that those forms are checked off, that you've got all the things that you need done as far as payment, as far as all the forms online, all that fun stuff. If you have not registered your kid with Riverbend, like you did the TFF thing, but that's it, you need to go to bendcamper.org, BENDCAMPER.org. You can use your cell phone. We've got some computers out in the lobby. We've got 4 or 5 of those that you can use out there. It's a little bit easier on a bigger screen, but you need to register your kid there, and all those forms need to be green that say, hey, I've done all of the stuff that I need to do for that kiddo. That's really all I have for you. If you guys don't have any more questions or concerns, please visit our tables outside. Make sure that you guys are checked off on everything, and we'll be good to go. I love your faces. Thanks. Bye. See you at 1:15 on Saturday. 1:15. Yes, ma'am.